Twice a day, morning and evening, Liliana Kayev takes time to care for her skin. She uses one product line exclusively. It's called The Ordinary.
It works, it works amazingly. And when I say it works, I mean, I've noticed that if I stop using it, my fine lines kind of pop up a little bit more, so it's a great product.
But there's another key reason why Kayev is so keen on The Ordinary.
$5.80, that's unheard of.
The price. Kayev used to spend about $100 per month on skincare products. With The Ordinary, she spends less than $12.
Who would want to pay, $60 for a serum where you can pay $9 and get the exact same results?
That sentiment has helped a small Canadian startup become one of the fastest growing and most disruptive skincare companies in the world. Decium dubs itself the abnormal beauty company, and in many ways that's exactly what it is. Not least because in the skincare business, quality has always meant expensive. Cheryl Wishover is a senior beauty reporter with Racked, a digital publication based in New York City.
Their products are marked up, 80–90%, 10 times the amount of what they cost to make because of marketing, because of packaging, because, consumers have the perception that the more expensive something it is, the better it is.
Decium turned that on its head. No fancy packaging, no stylized product names. The Ordinary comes in utilitarian tincture bottles with plain white labels and names that sound like they belong in a lab. Glycolic acid, retinol, niacinamide, and it is so much cheaper.
Products are less than $10, often less than $5, which is completely unheard of in the beauty industry at all, even for drugstore brands.
This is where the magic happens?
This is where the magic happens. So new formulations, and then once they're developed, they go into this incubator.
At Decium's Toronto headquarters, we meet its high-energy, enigmatic founder and CEO, Brandon Truax.
We are becoming a substantial company. I mean, in a year and a half from now, we're going to be the size of Dolce & Gabbana.
Besides the company being abnormal, Truax proudly proclaims that he is screwed up. It's all part of the image of a business and a CEO doing things differently, an image that allows him to say things like the traditional skincare industry is a scam.
Business is so simple if the product has a function. It is so simple. It becomes complicated when you're trying to convince somebody to buy something that they don't need.
So Decium doesn't try to sell people stuff through traditional advertising. It relies on social media, mainly Instagram posts, and word of mouth from loyal customers.
It's just naked, plain, it's cheap, it's very affordable. So yeah, I love it.
I think it feels honest.
Yeah, definitely. It works at a good price.
Started from scratch just 5 years ago, there are now 24 stores in 6 countries, with 18 more under construction. This year, the company will reportedly bring in $300 million in sales. The vast majority of that online. It's been so successful, last year Estee Lauder became a shareholder, buying a reported 28% stake in Decium. But with the meteoric rise has come signs of strain.
From now on, I'm going to communicate personally with you.
In January, Truax announced on Instagram that he was personally taking over all the company's social media accounts. A month later, he fired his co-CEO and best friend. Then the CFO quit. Then he fired his entire US PR team. And then things started to get weird.
Guys, I don't smoke. I'm on all kinds of drugs and shit. Everybody depends on who you ask, but a different kind of drug, but a variety of kind. But I don't smoke, okay? Everybody knows I don't smoke.
Truax started posting confusing videos on the corporate account.
This pill they gave me, but I don't know. They keep replacing my minibar.
In some, he was nearly incoherent.
And then we deal with the mushrooms that I was doing that this drink.
In others, he's confrontational.
Jonathan, please tell them that I won't sue them. This is going to go on Instagram for Decium in exactly 1 minute, unless the car arrives very close to me with my luggage. This will go on Instagram.
And even combative.
Hi, everyone.
I'm just really enjoying reading all the idiots that write both on Instagram and all the sloppy journalists that can't even afford their phone bills to keep saying that I've got mental health issues.
There was no real context or explanation. Some of the posts were quickly taken down, but not before worried fans started to comment on the videos, and the beauty press was following it all.
A lot of commenters have said, you know, Brandon, you have a mental illness. Brandon, are you on drugs?
I don't have mental health issues. Yesterday and the day before, I was at risk.
He started lashing out and responding to commenters. He would swear at them, he would insult them.
And threaten them.
I'm going to look at a lion and smile at him. If I see a vulture, you're going to get sued.
The apparent social media meltdown hit a boiling point when even people inside Decium started wondering about drug use or mental illness. So I asked Truax what was really going on.
But we've spoken with a couple of people, and some of them said they were a little bit worried about you because in some of these posts you were saying, they're out to get me, people, I'm in trouble, I need help.
Yeah, but in some of the posts I said I'm CIA, and at the post before that I said we're making a movie. So those people should just basically, if they don't drink alcohol, they should just order a shot of Don Julio and relax. We're a beauty business. If I was unsafe, I wouldn't go on Instagram and say, please come and save me.
He's getting attention and people will remember him, and one of the biggest challenges in marketing is to sort of get noticed.
Professor David Soberman says it could all be a well-planned marketing campaign, and all this weirdness might be a ruse.
You don't really know whether or not it's completely orchestrated or whether it's reality. And I think it's somewhere in between, but I think there's more thought to it than maybe we're giving credit.
If it was orchestrated, it worked on at least one level. Fans started to worry their skincare supply was going to dry up.
Shoppers were really buying, like, I'm going to buy 5 bottles of my favorite product because what if it goes under?
Adding to worries the company might go under was this Instagram post.
And I found some really bad wrongdoings by some of our shareholders. And some of the posts that you've seen in the past that may have seemed strange relate to that.
But he wouldn't be more specific about just what he meant.
Because if you go down in the basement and you hear rats, the best news that can happen is if somebody comes and checks and there was no rat. The worst news that can happen is maybe you've got rats all over the roof. But I need to get to the bottom of that.
It's a lingering cloud over the company, but Truax turns that to his advantage.
Bad publicity that you explain is actually better than good publicity. Because good publicity, you always question.
Decium fan Liliana Kayev says she's followed some of the soap opera-like saga, but for her, the bigger question is, when will she be able to get the latest hit product from her favorite skincare company?
They have a matte sunscreen, I think, that I've been dying to try, and I can't get my hands on it.
Seems there's a waiting list. And maybe now we know why. Aaron Saltzman, CBC News, Toronto.